Hello everybody, my name is Cilantro. Welcome back to Let's Play some TerraFirmaCraft. So I have arrived at the future site of my home. I have decided on this little sort of islandish place right here. We're not too terribly far from where we originally were, so just to give you guys some geographical perspective, and it looks like the sun's going down. This island right here is the island on which I found the copper, like right over there. And then on this side of the island is that little tiny island with the arrow, which points that way. So over that way is the original two islands that I was on. I've done a good amount of exploring in between episodes. I went and just sort of did a mad dash around. I found a couple extra bushes randomly, and I found some pumpkins. I'm not sure exactly what, if any, functions that the pumpkins actually serve. So, but I do have them. And I did make some tool racks to try to help with some storage. Obviously, I chopped a lot of trees down in this area, not only to clear the space for my home, but also to get the wood that I'm going to need to actually construct the home. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to have a stone foundation for the house, and I think I'm actually just going to clear all the dirt off of here and use this stone as the foundation for it. I'm also, rather than changing how the beach looks, I think I'm literally just going to put supports here by using some planks. Where was my supply of planks? There we go. I did mess around with these a little bit, and these are really cool. You can do a lot of things with the planks. So just as an example, you can make a staircase with them, as you can see, kind of in this sort of super detail mode. You can even, I think you can even cross the planks. Yeah, you can even do stuff like that. And you can actually walk up the stairs. It works. Like, it's a function of the hit detection, so to speak, is actually quite good. You can also see I decided to smelt down a copper axe just to make it a lot easier. It's very dark, so I'm a little scared by that. I did want to check a few other things here. We're just going to do some science live. Can you combine different types of planks in the same block? Okay, you can. So, wow, this gives so many options for details. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. I love it. I also wanted to see, I assume because of the configuration of normal stairs, that a staircase can also be sort of the normal shape of stairs. If you know what I mean, just like the sort of normal configuration of how stair blocks look. And you can still walk up those. Okay. So unfortunately, if I do make any mistakes, I'm going to have to redo it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this out. I'm probably going to put an extra floor above. So I'm going to keep this layer of stone here unchanged. And then I'm going to put a layer of chiseled stone above it. And rather than having a gap in my house here, I'm just going to build, yeah, like I said, I'm just going to build some supports out of lumber just to make it look kind of cool. So yeah, I'm just going to start digging, and while I'm digging, I'm going to talk for a little bit here. I do need to make some more shovels. I probably should make a metal shovel, but I think for now we're just going to keep with the whole knapping process and just save on the copper. We spent a little bit more. Also, I did some further sciencing while I was doing all this movement around, if I can find the vessels. I also, yeah, I took all the gems and kind of got them a little organized there. Where is my... Okay, here we go. Should be one of these. Or are they... Okay, they're in my inventory. Is there a zombie or something? I might have. Let me make sure I have my axe. Axe actually makes for an okay weapon. 115 attack damage, so it's not bad. The mace doesn't really work that well against zombies, so I need slashing damage. But anyway. So, these ceramic vessels that have metal solidified in them, you can just remelt these. So if you don't end up using all of the metal and it solidifies, you can just remelt it. So I've just been kind of starting this collection of partially melted, partially finished bits of copper. I want to save every last little shred that I can, so I don't waste any. So on some future moment, one or two of those will be useful enough to basically round off exactly what I need. So the way that this series has been going, just to give you guys a little bit of a status update, I was definitely enjoying it at the beginning, and then there's a little bit of a lull as I kind of ran into the problems with not finding copper. Now that I've found copper and have found more land to explore, I'm definitely far more interested in it than I ever have been. I'm really excited to keep playing this. But I do have one thing to say, and that is that the length of these episodes is starting to get to me. Mostly because the amount of time that I'm spending is not proportional to the amount of time that you're seeing things. And a lot of that had to do with my inability to find copper. Now that I've found copper, the actual game time that progresses between episodes is likely going to be a lot shorter. And I think that's going to make for a better experience for everybody all around. Because not only will I be able to spend less time overall on each episode, but you guys will get to see more of what actually happens in each episode. And that's why you'll see a lot more longer takes like this one, and so on. So just for a quick, just make sure that you guys understand what's going on. I figured it would be better to tell you my plan rather than just do it and have you guys see otherwise. So, and that really makes a heck of a lot more sense. I mean, because I think in the course of about the last 1 or 2 episodes, a number of in-game months have passed. It actually is winter. You guys may have seen at the beginning of the video, I very briefly looked over and saw some ice. I think I'm in just a very warm climate, so I actually don't think everything's going to freeze for the winter, at least not initially. So hopefully it'll be a relatively mild winter and I'll be good to go. I do know that crops are still seasonal regardless of weather, so I don't think I'm going to plant any of the seeds that I have, nor the bushes that I have. I've brought all of that stuff back. My poor old house looks pretty abandoned. The only thing that's really there right now actually are some water containers that I had set up in case everything completely froze, just for some convenience. But even then, I don't think that's really, I don't think they're really going to be all that important to have. But they're there just in case I need them. So once I'm done clearing this land out and start making my, getting some chiseled stone to lay down my flooring, I need to figure out what all I'm going to be building where. I want to have, a separate location within this sort of base area for each different task. So the house, I want to feel more like a house than anything else. It'll primarily be for storage, of course, and I'll probably have different areas sectioned off for different styles of storage. So I'll have a place for any given, material. So I'll have a place for my gems. I'll probably build a cellar for food storage, just because I think that would be kind of cool, and so on. And then I want to have a workshop area, and that will probably be across the way. I have this kind of nice sort of, I don't know what you really call it, I guess a semicircle loop here on which I'll be building all sorts of workshops. Maybe just one big interconnected workshop. So I'll have like a tannery, I'll have my forge, I'll have all that sort of stuff. And then I'm going to need to find somewhere to eventually plant my crops. Unfortunately, until I get different kinds of crops, because I only have one right now, I only have soybeans, I'm going to basically have to keep shifting the area that I actually plant them. Because as I understand it, different crops use different nutrients, and you basically have to crop cycle in order to maintain a strong enough nutrient base to be able to actually grow your crops. So unless I can find different types of crops in the next spring and summer seasons, I'm gonna have to crop rotate by just moving it rather than actually do crop rotation. So that's gonna be a little bit of a pain. I'm not really looking forward to that, but it's something that's gonna obviously have to be done, because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to sustain the crops. Also, I'm pretty sure I was looking at my skills here. That's not my skills. That's the time. Which, yeah, you can. Oh, hey, look at that! It actually got cold enough to snow. We have snow officially. Can you get snowballs? Okay, you can still get snowballs. So that's kind of cool. But I was looking at my skills here. I believe that fishing actually increases the butchering skill, so that's pretty nice. So I'm going to probably continue to fish. I also noticed that fishing does not take durability from the fishing rod, so I don't know if it's one of those things where it can just occasionally... wow, my visibility is completely tanked now that it's snowing. That's kind of neat. So yeah, I don't know if it's one of those things that will just break randomly rather than taking a durability hit. I'm really not sure. But definitely something we're going to have to be cautious about. Because I have no more string. I've only ran into a couple spiders, and the spiders that I have ran into have not really been all that crazy. I do tend to run away from monsters because you just take a lot of damage, and health regenerates so slowly that it's just not worth it to get into most fights. I'm glad that I have a weapon, but until I get a suit of leather armor, I'm very wary of charging head into any sort of encounter with a monster. And I actually see now that it only looks like there's a sort of edge of stone, and the rest of it's going to be supported by dirt, but that's okay. Oh wow, so that's actually interesting. So this actually has a hitbox. I don't believe it works that way in vanilla Minecraft, or maybe it does and I'm just not familiar with it. Yeah, look at that. You can actually see that my height is changing as I'm going over the snow. Not really a huge deal unless it continues to accumulate. I believe even since the early days of Minecraft, you've been able to... Oh, back to raining. Weather needs to make up its mind, I guess. But I believe even back to the early days of Minecraft, there has been snow accumulation in the game, in terms of like the game code, but just not in the behavior of the game. And I believe one of the patches right before I sort of initially quit playing Minecraft, they had added the ability to just stack snow on top of it and make snow blocks that way. But I'm not 100% certain on that. My food supply is actually dwindling a little bit. I thought I had a lot, but it turns out it's not actually that much. What do I need the most? I need protein the most. I'm starting to get to the point where you can do this. Also, I believe there's a shortcut key. Yeah, you can actually just hit D to cut off the decay of your food. So that's kind of nice. Happened to notice that while I was fat fingering something. I noticed something happened when I was clicking on one of my pieces of food, and normally you have to put it into your actual crafting area. I'll just do it. Okay, so I do have to have my inventory open. So decay, cut the decay off both of those. Excellent. Okay, so now we're in good shape. Our food is nicely trimmed, so it will hopefully store as long as it can. I already ate all the fish that I had fished up. I had fished quite a bit, but as I was saying, leveling my butchering will be really nice. That will make it so that any wild animals that I kill, I'm pretty sure will give me significantly more material when I kill them, which I'm excited about that, and otherwise will just make survival a lot easier. There's a number of pigs around. I've actually seen a couple deer. I think I saw what looked like a bear before, and I may try to hunt that bear down again, kill it, and take its hide, because I believe that you can use a large hide, and only a large hide, to actually make a bed, which I would love to have a bed. I think you can make a bed sort of the standard way, but there's also another way where I think you lay some thatch down and then stretch a hide over it, and then that hide just basically turns it into a bed. And I would absolutely adore that. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and just finish laying this all off and probably gather a little bit of stone off camera, so I will return shortly. Alright, I've got the rough floor plan for the house all sketched out here. I'll just kind of give you a quick tour on what I'm hoping to accomplish. I'm probably going to build this as a single-story house initially, just to make it easier, but eventually I may end up expanding it to a second story. So as you can see, we are actually getting a little bit of a freeze, so it does look like it's thawing right now, so this may be a continual cycle of freezing and thawing. I'm glad I did save some water over there just in case, and actually to that end, let me drink right now and refill while I have the opportunity. Make sure we don't accidentally have any issues with that. Also, I realize this food is probably not going to last the entire winter, so next time it thaws I may go cut some more seaweed, and hopefully for next season I'll have a lot more things to grow and hopefully sustain myself a lot better. Yeah, really the decay hasn't been that big of a deal. It's more just that I'm going through a lot of food. So this will be the sort of front of the house. I'll have a nice little probably garden down here, some flowers. And this is going to be a front porch, not actually part of the house, but I wanted to get it sort of laid out how it would be. This is sort of an entryway slash living room slash whatever kind of cool decoration room I feel like. This right here is going to be sort of a study. If I can ever get any bookcases or anything, I'll probably have some like trophy type things hanging up here. I think you can make armor stands, so I'm gonna end up doing that around here. Probably have a window right here, as well as 3 windows right here, and I'll probably put some flowers and bushes and other things to sort of line this part of the house so you can see them. It'll be kind of nice. I'll get to this room in a second. This is going to be where the kitchen is. I'm probably going to try to install a fireplace here. Hopefully not burn my house down. I'm not exactly sure how that'll work. I don't know how to make sure that it's going to stay fireproof, but I'll have a nice little cooking fire. I think you can actually make sandwiches and other edible things like salads as well on a certain type of cooking surface, so that'll probably be in here. I may possibly put a back door, and then I'm going to have in this room, this will be a sort of just drawing room. Is that the name of the thing? I don't know. Some cool decorations, but more importantly, some stairs down leading into the cellar, which will be under the kitchen, as well as an external cellar door right here, which also leads in there. So it'll be sort of two doors in very similar fashion. There'll be a hallway here containing some objects, probably mostly decorative, and then the actual bulk of the storage will be here. And then I'll have the external cellar door here as well, and I've got some ideas on how to make it look cool, just decorate it nicely. So this is just the floor plan. I need to take a look at the different types of wood that I have available and decide exactly what style of wood I want to use, whether I want to use this type of stone. I've already chiseled out some smooth stone, but I could also use the other type that I have plenty of, which is found more so on the other island. So I'm going to go grab some smooth stone from there and bring it over here for comparison, as well as look around for any other types of wood that I may have. And actually, I've got a good amount of white cedar. I believe that's been sort of... These things are cool, but very difficult to deal with. Okay, more willow. There's some white cedar. And I want to compare what they look like. Now, if any of you guys, if I ever make this video, or this world available for download, it's going to look very different unless you have my texture pack, I'm sure. So, oops. That is not what I need to do. I fat finger these things all the time. There. Just regular clicks. So we have this as an option. We have that as an option. Those are definitely the two most common wood types that I have. Now I've noticed too that the leaves are starting to, I believe they're starting to turn brown. So I guess leaves do fall off during the winter. I wasn't sure about that, but it looks like I'm seeing the same trunk on different types of trees. So that's something I'm going to have to watch for to see. That's kind of cool if the leaves actually will die off during the winter and then come back during the spring. That is pretty neat. So yeah, I'm going to head over, and I should probably tidy this up at some point, make it look really nice. I'm going to head over to my original island and try my best to get as much stone as I can, or at least enough for a good sample size. There is also actually the lumber blocks that I could potentially use. Or the planks, I guess, as they have always been called. So let me set these up. This is the white cedar, which I believe was this. So we'll just set that up right here for comparison, because I may end up using logs for the corners and then planks for the middles. And I haven't quite completely determined the style that I want yet. There we go. Saw. That is not a saw. That is an axe. My saw is over here. So let me go grab that. Bam. Love having those tool racks. Those are quite handy. Chop up some of those into willow lumber. Get that nice deep green look for it. Might look kind of cool. So there we go. So there's some further options. I guess technically I could also maybe, it would be a little awkward. Where's my saw? But I could also try to manually tile these with these individual blocks. So let me put a few of these up here. Which I guess they probably have a very similar, they have a very similar pattern. In fact, it may actually be even this exact same texture pattern as the blocks themselves. So that's another thing just to keep in mind, that may actually end up being a little better. I do have some oak, but I've gotten this from breaking boats, which I think would be a little weird. This is sort of the default wood in Minecraft. Back when there only was one wood type, I'm pretty sure that's what the wood type was oak. So yeah, let me make sure I don't have my hammer. So I'm going to go grab my hammer. I'm going to go chisel out some stone, and we'll get a side-by-side comparison and try to figure out what'll look best. Whew. I had a little bit of a rough night. I had to run away for a while. My pickaxe just broke. I was able to get at least a little bit of stone. I'm thinking I might end up using this kind of stone for the decorations. I think it just looks a little nicer and looks a little bit more structural than the pinkish rock salt stone. So I think we're going to go for that. Hot tub feels nice. Get my HPs back. Love the sunrise. Oh, I wish there wasn't that sort of awkward cut of the cloud line. I wonder why it does that. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do, since I need some more stone, is I'm going to go back to my homeland. That deposit of bismuthinite that I had found, I believe, is entrenched within gneiss. And so I can sort of kill two birds with one stone. Sorry, that wasn't intentional. That way I can mine a material that I need while also building my stone supply. So when I go to mine something out, rather than just breaking it into cobble, I'll chisel it first and then take it as stone, so I can get stone and get the material that I need. And I'm also coming to realize how much stone I'm going to need to finish this house, and it's a lot, and it's pretty laborious. I mean, granted, the pickaxe that I was using was copper. The one I'll be using is actually, it's weird that it makes it look like I'm taking damage every once in a while. The one that I'm will be using is actually a bronze, so that will hopefully work a little better. Is there anywhere I can sit here that's not... I don't want to have to keep fighting it. I just want to AFK and enjoy this. Maybe not. I guess I could always just build a little thing around it. Ooh, really? Skeleton noises nearby, huh? Okay, maybe there's a cave somewhere around here. Or there's just the skeletons taking refuge in the trees. You never know. I make myself a little place that I can just sit, get my HP back. I love that you can do this. It's kind of nice to have an extra little bit of HP regen. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go get that set up as soon as my HP are back. Actually, this should be good enough. I should be able to regenerate the rest of them on the way back. I'm going to go grab my pickaxe, grab my prospector's pick, clear up my inventory, and we will get to work on getting some more stone and doing some mining. Alright, here we are. This whole area is very high concentration of bismuthinite, so I'm pretty happy about that. I think I'm just going to dig into the side right here. Made myself a common shovel. I'm going to dig down and forward, and then start putting mining supports up as soon as I hit stone. I learned that lesson. I need to mine off in the distance. Ooh, that is a different type of gravel, I believe. That is... Oh, it just looks different because it's... Okay. I'm just not paying as good of attention as I probably should. Thought it was a different type of gravel. It is not. Largely due to the, yeah, the water being in there. Pretty cool graphic for it, though. I'm having to make a couple more of these, aren't I? Yes, I am. I need some more shovels. Alright, well, let's go make some then. Go find some more rock salt rocks here. Make a couple more shovels. I left all my tool making supplies back home, so next time I'm making tools, I'm probably gonna make a new shovel, like a metal shovel. I'm at the point where I feel comfortable spending at least a little bit of resources on what would otherwise have earlier in the playthrough been considered a luxury. There we go. I mean, these still get the job done. They're super easy to make. It's not like I'm gonna run out of rock anytime soon either, so. I wonder if the type of rock that you use to nap actually affects the durability or strength of the tool. I bet it does. Still haven't hit any stone yet. Kind of surprised, actually. There's a pretty thick layer of dirt and gravel. Whoops. Pretty darn thick layer. That's really weird. Something sounded like it crumbled, but nothing moved. Some stuff underneath there that moved, maybe? It's a little scary if that was the case. Still no sign of it. Alright, I'll be back when I've struck pay dirt. Literally. All right. Hey, look at that. I assume that's bismuthinite. It looks kind of silly, but that's got to be it, right? Let me dig out this. Whoa, did that just fall too? The ore just fell. That's not good. Okay, it's still there. Is there a cave down there or something? Did I just destroy that sample? I'm very confused as to what exactly just happened. Okay, well, let me keep digging and I'll come back to it. So yeah, I just found another sample of it and just mined it out, and it again collapsed right on top of it. So I need to find a better way to do this so I don't keep losing my samples. That's not good. That's not good at all. This is a really good deposit, so let me see if I can dig down far enough. Okay, well there's one exposed. Can at least verify that it is indeed bismuthinite. It is, okay. Man, that sucks, because I probably just lost some right there. I kind of want to put a support in here. I mean, I guess I could just dig straight down and just shave the top off of this tunnel here. Let me, here's what I'm going to do. Fill this in here. We're going to strip off a single layer of this. Make this even deeper of a staircase here. I still don't like doing any of what I'm doing right now. I'm always afraid that the sides of these are just gonna come collapsing in on me when I do this. Thankfully, I haven't been bugged by monsters yet. Oh, I have mining fatigue. All right, I'll get this straightened out here. All right, here we go. Now I found a bunch of it. I'm gonna try to dig from the top down and hopefully be able to get in and build a support. Make sure I get these all cleared out here. I'm trying to stay as far away as possible in case it does cave in on me. Okay. So far, so good. So now, I believe if I do this, that's now being supported. So I should be okay to start mining some more here. I still want to try to stay as far away as possible. This block is supported. Looks like some of it even goes a little deeper too. So I can keep the staircase going. I really should be chiseling all these to make sure I'm getting solid blocks instead of just individual rocks. These I don't believe are supported. So I think I need to mine from the top down again. I think that should be my general rule of thumb, is always mine from the top down. Probably the safest way to do it. And I'm not doing it, of course. Okay, so far so good. So I'm going to make another support over here. This should all be supported so far. I'm also doing a very poor job of chiseling. Do what I say, not what I do. It's hard to unlearn the habits of original Minecraft, and I guess it's not really so much of a habit, more as a lack of a habit, where I just kind of, you know, you didn't have to worry about cave-ins other than from gravel and such, so it was never a concern. You know what I mean? When it's not a concern, you don't worry about it. You literally don't worry about it because there's no reason to. Other than just don't ever mine directly up above you or directly below you, because you could cause gravel to fall on your head, or you could fall through the world to your doom. Not through the world, but, you know, down through the, you know what I mean. Okay, so hopefully this is all properly supported. Obviously I will want to mine these eventually. I don't know at what point these will become unsupported. I'm honestly not sure what would potentially cause that. I'm hoping with redundancies it won't matter. So I'm hoping that by putting extra blocks in here, that they'll cover each other. So for example, I'll eventually be able to mine that, because I would like to. So what's the quality of these? These are just regular 25. That's actually pretty good. It's going to make it a little interesting trying to make ingots because of the percentages. So I may need to figure something out with that, with regards to that. I may make like a really huge batch with high quality ores so I can get the exact numbers balanced on what I need for that. But I think all that stuff's going to have to wait until the next episode. I think between episodes I'm going to try to mine this out. And I will see you next time for some more TerraFirmaCraft.